Hi, everyone. Okay, it's Cyber Thursday. We're trying something new. Okay, we're going to do a YouTube. I've been looking at YouTube tutorials of how to make your YouTube better, which I always do. So I'm going to do this intro, so bear with me. Hey, everyone, it's Cyberchick Boston. Welcome to my channel. Today is Cyber Thursday, and we're really excited to spend some time today talking about Raspberry Pi. I knew that would entice you. Stay tuned. How was that? They said you're supposed to come in and talk first and greet your audience and then do a really short clip. So I thought I'd change it up. Hey, I see Peter. I have a question for you, Peter A. Paints. I looked for your channel. Kristen, can you drop his channel I couldn't find it. Is it Peter A. Paints? I saw yesterday that Kristen said that she liked your painting show, and I'm like, I didn't see it. I didn't get a notification. So, hi, Sister Lynn. Yes, good day, all. Peter says something to watch other than prosecutors closing. Yes, and it's cyber. We're going to learn today. Hello, Maria. I just love this. Jen FL, my girl, Cheryl with an S. Remember, Jen FL, it was just you and I showing up and Sister Lynn, but we knew Sister Lynn wasn't paying attention. Hi, Sister Deb. Hi, Gigi. It's good to see you. Yeah, it's your use. Oh, you know what? I put Peter A. Paints. I didn't put the underscore. So, oh, there it is. Hold on. Let me go there right now. I'm going to sub to you. Everyone go subscribe. I thought that I did subscribe. Oh, look at that. I like your paintings. Oh, yay. Okay. Thank you. I just subbed. Now I'll know how to find it. So welcome, everybody. I had a question yesterday. So first of all, I am so appreciative of all the nice comments. When I had Arkansas Bestie on yesterday, you guys were all so nice and supportive. And I did not read the chat, and that felt really rude. I'm not used to that. I actually love to do my presentation and at the same time read the chat and incorporate the chat. But I did go back and read all the comments. So thank you so much. They were supportive. They were lovely. You guys are great. And I know that Arkansas Bestie appreciated it too. And while you're there, go sub to Sister Lynn. One of the questions I got was, why do you keep your drinks so far behind you? I do. I keep them over there. Anyone want to guess why? One too many spillages over on my command center. I have an elaborate setup with a lot of external monitors, and it gets sizzled if you have a spill, and I tend to spill. So Random Brockton whore, love it. You did. You just made a live. Sister Deb knows I'm klutzy. I spill. Oh, Peter says yesterday was the first one I've done in over a year. Oh, that's fabulous. Peter, want to come on Thursday next week and we'll talk about our careers? I get a lot of questions about how do you get into cybersecurity? And I'm sure we both have a different journey and we can share the way that I've done it before with Lisa as well, but I would love to have you come on and you can talk about how you got into cybersecurity. There's a lot of people out there that not only are they asking for themselves, but their kids are going through college or they're in high school or their neighbors or their nieces and nephews, and they ask about it. So we see you, Random. Oh, Deb would like a tour of the command center. Deb, it's just an office. This is it. It's really, the only thing you're not looking at is a fan that I have over there you can kind of see the dog bed, but yeah, I'd be happy to do it. Jen FL, Cyberchick, they're making me join the tech team at my church. Oh my God, that's so exciting, Jen FL. So listen, Peter knows this. Technology, it's not just something you learn and then you're done. I mean, if you were watching yesterday, what a great example. I tried to play a video. I made a screenshot of a video while I was listening to the OLAP's new premiere. And I'm not realizing and really it was kind of stupid, but so what? I made a mistake. I pressed screenplay for that video at the same time in my head. my headphones, I was listening to the premiere. So when I clicked on my media assets to play the short of Lynn falling off the couch, which is hysterical, you heard Olaf's um, video playing over the sisters. And that was great. That's a great example of just show up and try to figure it out. Don't be afraid of technology. Hey, Arkansas Bestie, have a great flight. Sister Deb, does John move fans around for you too? True story, kind of. He was using this one in the basement, and I mentioned to him that I missed my fan, and he brought it up to me. But no, he won't move it while I'm sitting here. Hey, Nina Canadian, it's so good to see you. Yes, Arkansas Bestie did a video, and do you know if I make a mistake, the whole room turns and stares? That's okay. Own it and don't apologize. Say, thank you so much for your patience as we all figure this out together. This is exciting. I turned it into a learning experience, just like the other technical issue I had this week with YouTube is I was telling everyone to join my members at a lower dollar amount, and I never hit the publish button. So people were probably going there going, what is she even talking about? No one's asking me. Thank goodness KB asked me, because then I was able to go back and realize I thought I had 2 memberships, but I only have 1. If you are currently a member at $3.99, cancel it on your PC, rejoin at the $1.99. And it should be there. It was there last night. Exactly. No one starts anything in life without making mistakes. Hi, Miss Habibable. By the way, hi, Side Eyes Jess. Baker calls you evil eyes. I just want to acknowledge that's not nice. Panda's happy Raspberry Pi Day. We're so excited for pie. Oh my gosh. Kristen's sick of canceling it. Kristen, stop bitching. It was your idea. She's the one that texted me. She goes, why are you charging $3.99? I'm like, that's what it said. I didn't know that you could change it. Mistakes are the best, Random Brockton, who are they're funny. And we all aren't God's favorites, and we learn as we go. 100%. Nana Banana became a new member. Thank you, sweetheart. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Broken Baker, not nice, but it's true. Hey, Baker. So for all new members or chat members, we like to select a charity at the end of the month. And when YouTube pays us out, we're able to, at this point, make a charitable donation. So I appreciate all the chats, all the likes, all the subs, all the members, because it goes to a really good cause. And I was so thrilled that July's payout went to Operation Delta Dog, which I'm super excited about. They have an event if you're in the area, September 2nd. I think the sisters are going, minus Sister Deb, because she is on vacation in somewhere that we won't be. So that's September 2nd in Hollis, New Hampshire. I have a commitment at 8:30 in the morning, but I don't think it's going to take all day. So I'm excited to go there. I'm really excited. Really excited to go there. So before we start, I wanted to have a conversation with everyone about journalism. Turtle Boy, where are you? Get in here, Turtle Boy. I should reach out to him. He was so kind and said that he would come on my show. And then we both kind of decided that the drama was overshadowing the conversation. But now it seems like he's pretty willing to go right up against the drama. So maybe I should revisit that conversation with him. I want to talk about, where does everyone get their news? Because I think I mentioned it in passing one day this week, but I'm struggling with getting a newspaper. I think I need to go back to actually getting a newspaper delivered where I sit down and I skim the news. I find that all the online, by the way, this is something that I have to stop doing. I talk with my hands, and when you replay the video, it's distracting. I move around a lot. So I think that has to do with presenting in life. If you're on stage or you're in a room where you're in front of people, you tend to want to be animated. So I tend to do that. I don't think it goes well on YouTube. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about, where do you get the news that's served up to me online? My algorithm is serving me the same repetitive news over and over again. And I don't want that. I want a diverse picture of everything that's going on in the world. When I come on here and talk about Cyber Thursday, I've been reading. I've been reading. Verge is one of my go-to. I do skim, all the business journals just to keep up with it. There's a cyber magazine that I also watch. I don't watch any network news at all. So, okay, let me see what people are saying. Amy wants an email address. Yes. Yes, and join us next Thursday if it works for Peter. I'm going to ask him to join me. We're going to talk about our careers in cybersecurity. But let me give you my email address. Oops, that's my other. I have 5 email addresses. Talk amongst yourself. Sorry for the dead ear. Oh my God, cybersecurity. That's not it. What's my email? Cyberchick in Boston at Gmail. Oh my God, I couldn't think. .com. Okay. It's very difficult trusting MSM. Do you mean MSN? Yeah, I talk like an Italian. I really do. I do. JNFL, the last paper we had was Epoch Times, and they say they're unbiased. I don't care. Alabama Amy, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate you. Bay Harbor Beauty is awesome. She collabs with everyone. And I didn't see what you text, Gigi, but I'll go back and read it. So Side Eyes Jess knows what a Raspberry Pi is. Good for you. So what I usually do with the tech talk, it's only like 10 minutes and I do it like in the middle of the stream. I wait for people to come on board. So here's my dilemma. I actually think the Wall Street Journal is good. I don't like the Murdoch family. I shouldn't say that. I am skeptical. Why can't I say that? Skeptical. Tell me how to say it. Skeptical. Thank you. Of the Murdoch family because of the power and wealth. This is not about Republican and Democrat. It's not about conservative versus labor. The Murdoch family I think they're based in Australia, and they have just been so tight with the British government, with the Trump administration. They're just in there. They're in there so much. I feel like there's a controlling factor. And I don't know if that impacts the journalism. I don't quite frankly think it does. I just don't know if I want to support the organization financially. I don't know. So I just ask. Peter has a good suggestion. Start it in private window before reading any news sites or feeds. It takes the algorithm out of it. Also, if you are reading a link where there's a ton of pop-ups and you can't even read the story because there's so many pop-ups, put it in a private window. That usually eliminates a lot of it. Thank you, Peter. That's a really good solution. Skeptical. Thank you, Volstrom. I don't know. Sometimes you ever get stuck. You just get spinning. You just get stuck on a word. I appreciate that. I needed someone. Sometimes you need to see it. But I do like to skim the newspapers. Now, with Wall Street Journal, I won't read the editorials or the opinions, the opinion columns. I just want to know the facts. How do you stay current on everything that's going on in the world, right? You have to read about it or listen to the news. I guess that's my point. I stopped listening to any network news, except for Aaron Parnes, which we got to listen to Aaron. We love Aaron, Kristen. Yeah, for pop-up ads, I run Pi-hole on Raspberry Pi. Look at Peter. You're such a great example of Raspberry Pi there. That's fabulous. That's probably technical for this audience. Aaron, not Aaron. Did I say Aaron? I don't hear any difference. Aaron. I don't see any difference. You're so funny. So I do like, I used to like the New York Times, but I don't enjoy that anymore. What's everybody reading? I don't see anything here. I want suggestions. Okay, while you're working on that, one thing I thought would be fun, and by fun, I mean, I like it, and I don't know if anybody else will. Oh, you know what? I did read an interesting article about the Murdoch. Do you know what's going on? They're like the Secession series, The Family. So it's been a big to do about who's going to inherit the media empire that he owns, what child it's going to go to. And essentially, there was a huge fight about it, which I find really fascinating because he's still alive, right? And it's just really funny that there's a big battle going on for the secession of the influential, media empire. And he wants his son to own it, Lachlan Murdoch. And the reason is because he aligns with him in his philosophy of business. I don't even think it's political. I think it's a business philosophy. And he was afraid the other three siblings were going to, if they got it, they were going to vote out and change a lot of what was going on with the company. And it was really fascinating. And it went to, I don't know if it went to court, it went somewhere where they came back and ruled that you can't leave it all to LaShawn. So what he ended up doing, of course, because they're so wealthy, he paid off the other three siblings like billions of dollars. I think they got $3 to $4 billion to step out of the trust, so they're no longer part of it. Isn't that crazy? I guess when you have that much money. I love Secession too. I have to finish it. I never watched it. Oh my gosh, really, Side Eyes? You think it's I've only watched one episode. But this reading the story about this family just totally reminded me of it. Everyone go sub. It's Kristen already dropped it. It's in the chat. Peter A. Paints did a painting show yesterday. We want to make sure that we support him and we get that out there. Okay. So before we get to the pie, I know you're all here to learn about this pie. Are we going to eat? Do I make coffee? I thought I would do a new segment. Yay! Hold on, let me get to my media assets. I'm going to applause. Yay! Thanks. A new segment's called What Happened in the Past Week in Cybersecurity. But I'm not going to go deep into it. And what you can do is email me. I dropped my email in there. If any of these warrant an additional drill down, we can do that. And again, I'll have Peter come on and he can help me with it. Some of it I'm not an expert on, but I love to stay going, with the philosophy of where do you get your current news from. I like to stay current on what's happening. And I think my lead story from this week was yesterday. We announced yesterday that the US disrupted a China linked cyber espionage operation involving hacking. You guys all know what hacking is. And it was hacking platforms called QScan and QT Router. So they targeted the US, the Justice Department, NASA, Federal Reserve, Senate, Department of Energy, NIH, and someone else, I can't remember, some acronym. And it also hit some private companies. So we were able to seize the domains in this operation. China's denied it, don't know anything about it, said, you're accusing us falsely. They always do that. China is our number one attack, usually Russia or China. It varies. So this is nation state hacking. Remember, we had a lesson on what is nation state hacking and why do they do it? And I said, it's not necessarily about ransomware or making money. It's often about long-term intelligence gathering and seeding so that they have access eventually when they need it or when they feel like it's a good time, they can access that information. So that's why it's important that we're always doing, due diligence to make sure that people can't get into our networks, especially the government network. So right now, nothing has to happen. We supposedly fought them off, but that's the number one news story. So you will be able to sound intelligent if someone brings up, like, do you know what happened yesterday with China? Yeah, there was a nation state hack against our government. Hi, Darth Vader. Can we just pause for a second and say Darth Vader was cracking me up in all the chats last night. Very funny, girl. You were on fire. What's Maria saying? I worked on the documentary Fog of War with Robert McNamara, just kept saying over and over again, China is who we need to be afraid of. Yep. It changes a lot. I love your profile picture. It changes a lot. Russia, China, North Korean, Iraq, Iran. Those are the top 5 countries I always say. Yes, you made me laugh. Thank you. Okay, so that was our number 1, cybersecurity. The second one, of course, we can't have a week go by without talking about AI agents. And there was a report highlighting just a growing concern around autonomous AI agents. So we're giving, and we talked about this, if you remember, with the Huggy Face and OpenAI having that vulnerability where their sandbox environment leaked to Huggy Face. I have an update on Huggy Face too, but we're giving software access to systems and the use of tools they've never had before on our behalf, right? Every time you use ChatGPT, it's gathering information. And cyber insurers are now examining their policies to see, is that covering our loss associated with AI behavior? So in other words, traditional cybersecurity would be like, well, what can the user access, right? If they steal this, what can they access? But now it's shifting to, if this gets into the hands of AI, what can they do with the access they're given? So it's just, I think it's a really fascinating twist on the conversation. So that's number 2. This one goes out to Broken Baker yesterday, who talked about number 3. He talked about 2-factor authentication. I call it multi-factor authentication, MFA. News on the street is it's not enough, and attackers are targeting your identity. Specifically, there's an attack right now currently targeting Microsoft 365 identities using very sophisticated phishing techniques, including adversary in the middle, or sometimes it's called man in the middle, device code phishing. So, we talked about this and the difference between stealing someone's password, but stealing their authentication session is different. So MFA is great and it's important, but it's not, magic. It's not magic. How's the chat? You guys like these updates? There was something else that I had to talk about with the identities that just I wanted to make a point, and it's gone now. We talked about phishing attacks. Okay, that mentioned phishing attacks, and when I started in cybersecurity in the beginning, which was the early 2000s, that was the number 1 concern, were phishing attacks, and it's still today, 28 years later, 26 years later, major problem. How do we protect ourselves? So that's such a great question. It's really, you do due diligence by not, it's hard to do. Use a password manager. It's more, how do companies protect us? That's what I like to say. What's the companies doing out there to protect us from critical infrastructures being taken down? I think that's my mentality. And Peter, you probably have a different mentality because I come at it from protecting corporations. I don't protect, users specifically. My work has always been around corporations and mission critical entities. But I have to say, yes, authentication apps, password manager, make sure that you are due diligent. If someone logs in and you know that's not you, report it to whatever company it is, whether it's your your employer or someone else. If you're on their website, change your password right away. Look at my money tree. I have the fan on. I just noticed. Is that distracting that the leaves are blowing in the wind? Okay. We're almost through the top 5. The 4th one I'm always concerned was about the CISA is reporting more than 100 internet exposed water systems were attacked in July by cyber attacks. Always concerned about water and power infrastructures being targeted. AI may make attacks against these industrial systems easier because it helps the attacker figure out technology that may take them years and years to learn. So you can attack faster. But the good news is, everyone's going to believe you're so freaked out. The good news is, people fighting cybercrime, we're using AI so we can scale and we can, identify all these weaknesses faster so we can counter it. So But just be wary that the world is, equipment controlled and the infrastructure is sometimes exposed to the internet. So, and then, that takes us into the IT versus IoT, but we're not going to do that today. Falstrom has a question. Have you heard of an attack where a phone is hacked, got access to their bank, and changed all their passwords? I have heard of several different attacks like that. I'm pausing because I don't know the name of the group, the hacktivist group or the cyber criminal group that did it. Very, very rare because, you know, that's why you have to have Face ID. Always have Face ID. Everyone seems to have it. Don't rely on just passwords. That is, and if you're doing password sprays and you get the phone, a lot of times that's why banks will call you and say, "Hey, I held this transaction. Do you want to approve it? Because I noticed it's in California, and you haven't been in California for 6 months. Do you want to approve it?" So there's different checkpoints that banks and financial institutions have installed. Hi, Chicky. I love that. Paula, I missed the beginning, but wanted to click the like and say hi. You're the best thing going on these tubes. Love you and your sisters. Thank you. That says a lot about me and not a lot about YouTube, but thank you. I appreciate it. That's great. Okay, the last one is quantum computing. And I don't know if anyone's I almost didn't even bring this up because quantum computing can get kind of deep and heavy, but it's basically, I think it's important because the concept is harvest it now and decrypt it later. And we're not used to that type of thinking. But the analogy, I always like to give you an analogy because sometimes I think these concepts are confusing. Someone steals a locked safe today because they believe that in the future, they'll have the technology to crack that safe, even if that's 5 or 10 years from now. So that's the concept of what's happening. NIST, and I'm going to tell you what NIST is because it's important in cybersecurity. NIST says organizations should begin migrating to post-quantum crypto now. Cryptography. Now, I call it crypto. And they have come up with 3 standards that are ready for implementation. So the concern isn't that a quantum computer might someday break today's encryption. It's about the future. Like I said, with the safe example, someone steals information today and saves it so that future quantum systems can decrypt it. And just 2 seconds on NIST, it stands for National Institute of Standards and Technology. So that is the agency in the United States Department of Commerce that sets our cybersecurity framework. So the framework is widely used for 6 cores, and I won't go into any depth in this, but the 6 core functions would be, I don't know off the top of my head, governance, risk, respond, detect, recover. I probably missed one. Identify, I don't know. Anyways, that's NIST. NIST is just an important agency in the US that sets our framework for our companies. Those are the 5 exciting things happening in cybersecurity. Brand new segment. Hope that you enjoyed it. Yay. And I think this is just fun. It sort of gets back to my Wall Street Journal example. It's important to read and know a little bit about everything, but you don't have to know everything about everything. I kind of gave the example yesterday of when I took typing in high school. I was horrible at it. I was horrible. I couldn't type fast. They would time you, and I would never pass the time. You're supposed to type so many sentences in a minute. But it did give me such I'm a great typer now. I have a great baseline for typing. So sometimes I just want everyone familiar with the concepts and the techniques. How's everyone feeling? Oh, you know what? I have images to show you as we go into Pi. I read an article. I wonder if people know. Oh, genuine. I feel smart now. Cybersecurity is so attractive. True story. When I was doing cybersecurity, and I talk a lot about it, Genuine, what the hell did you say? It was so funny. She's like, she totally insulted me. She goes, you almost, I like listening to you talk. You almost make cybersecurity sound like it's just cool or something. She made it, she implied that, and I was shocked. I'm like, oh my gosh, I always thought cybersecurity was like the coolest thing in the world. And obviously to Genuine, it's so geeky. She just couldn't even imagine people thinking it was cool. It was really funny. Rosalind Duke, hi girl, how are you? It's so good to see you. Thank you for coming in on Cyber Thursday. We are getting to what everyone is here for, the piece of pie. Everyone wants to know. I don't know. I was reading an article and I'm like, Raspberry Pi's been around for a while, right? It used to be, I think it was kind of um, thought of as like for kids because it's cheap. It's it started out in Cambridge, the UK, and basically the University of Cambridge, a couple of professors, I think his name was Professor Upton, he noticed that students were applying to study computer science couldn't afford the computers because in the early 2000s or I don't know if it was early, it was in the 2000s. I don't remember the exact date. Computers were like closed up appliances. So they were a mystery to students, right? They wanted to get in and do some development. So look at these cute computer boards. They just came up with a really inexpensive way for young people to experiment. Basically, they gave them a motherboard. So Raspberry PI, the first one sold was basically just a motherboard, and it was up to the students to figure out, hey, I want to attach a keyboard, a monitor, storage, power, and now all of a sudden you had a functioning Linux, right? And the price point was dramatically low. I think the first product they sold was like $30. It was really, and then people started to turn to Raspberry PIs to say, hey, oh, the other thing I'll back up and say, initially, it's two organizations. There's the foundation because it did start in the education market. There's the foundation, which is still research and education, but also it transitioned to an LTD, which is where they sell computer parts and accessories and basically computers. So people started to use this and build robots basically and home automation systems. And it's used for web and media servers and gaming systems. Now you have them integrated into weather stations and flocking cameras, which I know is super controversial, but they're there. And recently, they're just really huge in cyber decks. And basically, a cyber deck is just your own cybersecurity laboratory that you can build, and you can play around with it. You can learn how to do firewalls, DHS, SSH. So it just gives the cybersecurity team another point of using it. I'll show you another picture. This is what it ultimately. I mean, you can make it look whatever you want. You can attach the monitor you want, the keyboard, and you can fit it into whatever system you want. Hi, Faves. Thank you for joining. Ballstorm had a professor that said, learned enough so you can have an intelligent yes, at a cocktail party. It's true. It's true. Roslyn, my son is trying to figure out if he's going to go into cybersecurity after the Navy, but he says it's going all AI. That can't be true, is it? It's not going all AI. AI will assist with cybersecurity, but you still need and I'd love to help him out or help him, make that decision. If you ever want to connect him with me, Rosalind, happy to have a conversation with him. A lot of the functions are going AI. AI models are able to do cybersecurity in minutes opposed to months and months and sometimes years. But there's a lot of soft skills that have to go into that as well. And by soft skills, I mean emotional, and emotions come from humans. So the soft skills are still there and still necessary. And you need people, whether you're marketing them, making them, selling them, fine tuning them. Someone always has to be monitoring them. Someone always has to be paying attention, or you have what happened with OpenAI, where their sandbox environment, got so smart it was able to solve the solution by cheating. It found an open door and went into Huggy Face, which is basically a toolbox for AI. It's a central hub for AI developers, just like GitHub is for Microsoft. This Hugging Face is for AI. And so, yeah, there's a ton of jobs in it. You should have him talk to me. Sorry, I get so distracted, don't I? Peter says it is going AI in cybersecurity world, but there's always a need for actual bodies. Yeah, due to the mistakes AI makes. Yep. You just have to be on top of it. And Rosalind, that's huge. He will have his security clearance. So that is huge. So I'm hoping he goes government for at least 2 years after, but I don't know. So companies will pay extra. They'll pay extra in your salary for that security clearance. If you've ever had to get a security clearance, it is, depending on the level, but it is a lot of work for people to go through. They interview your neighbors, they interview your clergy, they interview everybody in your town. You don't get a security clearance easily. So Faves has a bonus daughter who is in cybersecurity. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I think cybersecurity, and Pete, if you want to come on next week, we'll talk about it some more. We'll talk about how our careers. People are always interested in the different career paths in cybersecurity. So the last thing I'll say about Raspberry PI and why I like it in a Cyberchick, it's basically there's main pieces of it. There's the computer piece, which is actually, I think I have a picture for you. Look at this. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that cool? Isn't that amazing? That's what it is, basically. And then you build the Cyberchick off of that. So, you've got the computer, which is the brain, the storage. You can attach a small LCD or touch screen for the display. Pick whatever keyboard you want. And battery power, you can make it portable, so you can take it wherever you want. You can just use a USB-C power bank. The connectivity can be Ethernet or Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. If you're traveling, obviously Wi-Fi and Bluetooth would be the best. The case is fun. You can mount it into a custom enclosure if you want. And then it just gives you it's basically a cybersecurity learning lab. Isn't that cool? I love that. Yay, Peter's going to come on next Thursday and talk. Yay, I'm so excited. Thank you, Peter. I'll talk to you when I'm pretty flexible. I think I'll have to look at my schedule, but I think I'm pretty flexible. AI will need to be watched for a while due to the issues with it. This is from Peter. Look at it in the healthcare space. I had an issue with the AI wrote the opposite of what I stated, and now it's in my record. Yes, Peter. Isn't that terrible? That happens. We did an experiment with ChatGPT versus Grok versus Claude, and we got different results. Wording is so important. Don't ever assume if you put something into AI that it's accurate, because it's only as accurate as the information it's getting. It's not as smart as someone with a brain. Now you know what Raspberry PI is. If anyone ever asked you, it's a fun little computer, tiny computer. Think of it in the University of Cambridge it came from. And now you know. Now you know how it got started. That was fun. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Peter says, I went for top secret clearance at one point, but they didn't like that I use weed for pain management. Yeah. Oh, no, they don't like that at all. I don't have my clearance. I was interviewed by a government agency. I think it was, I don't know if it was the FBI or I don't know. It was 3 letters, but I don't know who, for a neighbor years and years ago who worked at Raytheon and was going for clearance. And I couldn't believe the questions they were asking. I was almost uncomfortable. I'm like, can I see my husband laughed, but I asked for his badge, and I did I wrote down all the information. Like I wanted to make sure I wasn't giving up information. It's probably my background. Dave says, I had hoped my son was going in that direction years ago. He's now working in a hospital in tech, working on their dialysis equipment. That's a great job. That, Kristen, I wasn't listening. Don't you fucking love Kristen? I need to go back. I wasn't listening. Kristen, you're the one that always starts talking chips when I start talking about my. Oh, let's go back to Huggy Face. So we talked about Huggy Face. I could call him Huggy Face. It's hugging, like hugging. I don't know why I say Huggy. Huggy is much better. Hugging. And do you know their logo is an emoji hug? I freaking love everything about it. It's Hugging Face. So we talked about them, I don't know, last week or the week before. Their value has skyrocketed. They've gone to a bank to ask them to shop them out. They have a buyer, hot off the presses. It looks like, and sometimes these fall through, so don't come back and say I was wrong. It looks like NVIDIA, the chip company. Well, I call them the chip company. They do a lot more, but it looks like NVIDIA is going to bid for them. Now they're valued at $4 billion, and they're going to bid $12 to $13 billion on Hugging Face. And you heard about it here first. Do you guys know who NVIDIA is? I'll tell you real quick, and then I'll read the chat. So NVIDIA they've been around forever. And, when I think about NVIDIA, I think about a chip company, but I know they also have designed GPUs, and GPUs are graphic processing units that were huge with computer graphics back in the day, but they've been able to transition to a larger platform because of their ability to perform huge numbers of calculations simultaneously. So they're really good for the training and running of AI models. And where chips are in short demand, people are buying up GPUs, if you ever hear that. So it's actually a great. Microsoft was looking at Hugging Face, but I think they stepped out, and now it looks like NVIDIA will be looking at them. That's it. Now I'm done talking tech. Alabama Amy, my ex-husband has a job that has to have a pretty high level of security clearance, and they interviewed his other ex-wife that he hasn't been married to for 20 years. It was like a cavity search. Imagine that. That's tough. Yeah. I don't want to. And it's expensive too, right? You have to pay a certain amount of money. Peter says, I did the initial interview with the DoD when I worked for the largest contract service provider for the U.S. government, filled out the application, and freaked out a little when I saw what they wanted for information. Yep. A bunch of family members and friends. Oh, yeah. I mean, he didn't even give me a heads up, the neighbor, because he didn't know. They probably just look at where he lives. And they have the government, they know the neighborhood. They got my information, just showed up, knocked on the door. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? What do you want? Thank you. This was fun. This was a nice cybersecurity day. Peter's worked for a couple of companies that dealt with the DoD and foreign governments, got sick of the level of BS you have to jump through, so you moved to healthcare for a while. Yeah, I've been on the tech side of things. So cybersecurity and technology have been really good for my career. I've been in it for 28 years. I've only worked at 2 companies. I was at RSA for like 20 years and then moved on to my current company. And it's been great. I think what I like, and I think that's why I'm able to handle things the way I am, like when the stream went, crazy yesterday because I recorded wrong. I never panic over that. And it's an opportunity to pause and learn. And cybersecurity has changed so much over 28 years. I love learnings. That's why you have to read. That's why you have to stay current. And maybe there's good, honestly, I probably spend too much time listening to YouTube trials and crap instead of listening and learning. I should find some really good, and I'd be open to suggestions if anyone has a really good YouTube that keeps them current on technology, keeps them, well, I'm one of them. Keeps them current on technology, news, and I mean, I do like Aaron, right, Kristen? Aaron Parnes. He's great. I listen to his, and he does them in 8-minute or 16-minute videos. I don't want to listen to an hour or more. I even have a hard time, like with Joanne. Oh my God, Jolene last night. Love her. She's so freaking funny, but I can't do it all in 5 or 6 hours. I have like an hour and then I need a break. 16 minutes, I'm there. Short videos. I love it. Expert. Raspberry Pi used to seem very interesting, but has gone the way of so many other things. I don't have time. Expert, I'm kind of shocked that you didn't make an actual apple pie joke here. So I like that you're here listening and learning. And thank you. Erin is great. Peter says, I started in IT back in 1991 and never looked back. Started as a repair tech and moved to running IT departments. Yeah, single point of contact for an IT company. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to be able to listen. Broken Baker says, I just listen to Zach and it makes me feel smart instantly. We love Zach. Don't be mean to Zach. Okay, is the Lindsay Clancy trial done? I'm afraid of it. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play. I don't usually stream other streams. I think I've done it like to make a point. Maybe I've done it. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot to do? I have one thing. I should take notes. I write things down, but I'm not as organized as I'd like to be. We're going to watch something. I am going to play on my show, Lawyer You Knows. He's doing a special live or recorded video. I guess it's going to be a recorded video on why Patrick Clancy didn't do it. Something to do with Patrick. And I'm so interested in his perspective. And I want to share that with you. I hope that's something people are interested in. Hold on, because we were supposed to start off with, oh, Cheryl. We're supposed to start off with a 4-minute video from Olap because I love her. Where is she? Have you ever seen Olap and Cyberchick in the same room? Right, Lynn? Right, Sister Lynn? Sister Lynn thinks I'm Olap. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. You should hear her when I call her. I can't even call her anymore. I can't even call her. She's like, you're Olap, aren't you? You're Olap. I'm like, I'm not Olap. I didn't have this set up, so you're going to have to just pay 2 seconds. Oh, there it is. Let me see. Hold. Oh, no, that's the long one. I don't want the long one. I want the short one. All right. Give me 2 seconds. How could it be that long? Oh my God. I love her so much. Okay. Yes, I'm talking to myself. Love you, Olap. And I know I'm not saying I love me because Olap is a different person. And she's not my best friend, Ann Nicole. She's not, even though Sister Lynn's convinced.
You know our text, I have them stored. I'll read your side if I get bored. Twist the narrative just to demonize ya. I'll say on October 25th, you called Nurse Kim a stupid bitch. Then I'll say I said nothing to provoke ya. Just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow. Never wrong, bunnies don't ask for proof. When backed in a corner, I act aloof. Hurt my feelings, I might fucking sue ya. Haters gonna hate, I don't care. Fundraised for vets and took my share. Question my receipts, then screw ya. Just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow. Turtle Boy's article brought me pain. People say I used him for financial gain, but if I did, well really, what's it to you? There's not a pot I have not stirred. Call me Fall River, Amber Heard. Aiden, remember that seed I gave you. Just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow.
I love this song.
Bunnies, listen to me, don't think too much. My gift to you is my talent and such. I've told the truth, I didn't come to fool ya. And even if everything goes wrong, I'll just put out another AI song expressing my hatred for a broken baker. Just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow. Just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow, just my shadow.
Eating. Oh my God, I love that. Oh my God. Can we just start every show with that? First of all, I love it. Hold on. Something's playing. Did you guys hear that? Okay. Can we start every show with, first of all, I love the song, but watching that, I don't know, it's humor. Hi, Liz Miss. How are you? I'm going to read some chats now. Side Eyes Jess. A magical 5 months of no name calling. Love you, Jess. You guys don't know how great Jess was for me when everything was going down. Talk about the voice of reason. Talk about, I know she's evil eyes, but she's really brilliant eyes, Baker. She really is. Beth, I've been lurking. These are the best. Oh my God. I do too, Cheryl, with an S. I always sing Jess Machado. Why don't you come to your senses? Peter says, I've been here longer than, yeah, YouTube's always wrong. Oh my God. Yeah, the drips with the evil smile is there, Peter. It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it. Oh God, miss my shot. Oh, is how I hear that. Conzilla, that's that's true. That parts are funny. But really, have you ever seen Olap and I in the same room? I'm just saying. Broken Baker. At least she's worn out from doing 2 shows yesterday and hasn't started attacking me today. Loving she is trying to get Jack Posobiec to go after me. So I'm not watching her anymore. I will watch her through Lauren and through you, but And I saw someone sent me what J7 wrote about the Holocaust, and I don't even have words. I mean, I know she was in Turtle Boy's channel dropping memberships. I wish we could just ban her from everywhere. Like, I don't even want her money. I don't want anything that has to do with her. Kristen, you were fabulous too. Of course you were. My mods are the best. Kristen was also the voice of reason. I have the best mods. Yes, Jennifer. I still find her so gross. I can't only handle so much of her still. Peter, I don't know who Tug is, but it sounds like he should be the one to go after her. Peter says, I want Tug to go after her. That's the umbrella guy. He's aware of her now, but will he go after her? I would love that too. I would love to see that. I don't know. I haven't watched Tug. I'd like to. Again, I said this yesterday. I kind of like small channels. I'm really drawn towards just a small chat. Side Eyes Jess, I was told Baker had a button to block her off the entire internet. That would be so great. That would be so amazing. Baker, you were also a voice of reason. I don't talk much about it, but you gave me some encouragement too. And Zach, I always say, Zach sent me a nice email. Hi, Schmoopy. It's so good to see you. Miss Habibable's in here somewhere. Yeah, I think so too. Jennifer has a good point. I kind of think it's a tactic to get attention from a bigger audience. I agree. And she gets it. And J7 goes after a shock value, right? She wants, and people are drawn to it. But I talked yesterday about how supporting her, being in her chat, commenting, even watching, honestly, you're not an innocent bystander. At this point, you are supporting the vile things that she does and that she says. And that's a reflection on Jess Machado. How did we get there? How did I end up there? Both Jessicas are being used. I agree. How did we end up there? It's Baker's fault. I don't know what the hell that is, but it's Baker's fault. So I'm going to go. It is Thursday. What's everyone have planned? I hope that the Lindsay Clancy trial ends. Do you think it'll end today? Like, do you think the jury will just go out and come back? Is there a lot of evidence to review? I got there playing the song, Nina. You're right. I got there playing the song. It brought it all back. I was supposed to do that at the beginning because I actually just love Hallelujah. I love the tune. I love the flow. Okay, let's ask. Paula has a good question. Do we think J7 is the one sending threatening mail to Turtle Boy? No, I think it's a bunny. I think it's a crazy bunny. Okay, you're on your way to Mikazi G. Let's see. Does he need a raid? Let's see who's live. Let me go in. And as always, I will tell you how I do it. How do you do a raid? Well, you very easily select. You guys must be so sick of hearing this. You select your YouTube studio and you will automatically be in the dashboard. Go one button down to content, click live, then go into your stream and click the second button down, customization. And you scroll down, and under slow mode is a button that says redirect that allows you to keep viewers engaged across multiple platforms. You add it. Then one final thing that you have to do is go to search videos from others. And it's a bunch of Lindsay Clancy, which I really am not inclined to do. Let me see. He's not live yet. Okay. Let's just see if anyone is. Upcoming. Upcoming. I don't know. I don't want to put anybody. It feels weird to do a read on closing arguments of Lindsay. Let me see. Baker, don't you have something coming up? Let's go to Baker's. Where's his? Oh my gosh. There's a lot on here about golfing. There's so many of them. I don't see Baker. You're up in 20. Well, where the hell? How come it's not showing up? What do you? Oh, you blocked me. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's see, Broken Baker. You guys have to stay here because it's Tech Thursday and I'm learning. Oh, there it is. Boy, it took a while to upcoming. Yep, at 12:50. I found you. And then the final thing you do. So I didn't see it, didn't show up for whatever reason. So I typed in the search bar, Broken Baker, and it popped up. So then you hit save, and then you come back to StreamYard. And whenever I close this out, we will redirect you over to Baker. For anyone who cares. I know half the chat is like, yeah, I don't even care about this. But I don't care. That's what we're here for tech. So everybody, I just want to say, oh, Baker says the evil eye became a mod, and I said I must block you. That's funny. That is funny. Schmoopy almost got one once, but I don't know anything about it. Okay. YouTube is striking streams due to subjects the chat are putting in there. Peter, this is from Peter. They get struck for using the words describing the LC case. Melanie Little was talking. Oh, really? I got a copyright strike when I first started because I thought because I was in the Amazon documentary that I could play the trailer, and I got a strike. I don't know if that's the same type of strike, but we never know. Okay, everyone's all smart. Go have a Raspberry Pi type of day. I'm dumping you into Baker's early. Hang out, chat in his chat. Bye, everyone.